On your dime, the wheels on the bus need more cash to go round and round at RIPTA, where they're asking for a taxpayer bailout on your dime.
And tonight, we're learning more about the money problems. NBC 10 I-Team reporter Tamara Sakarsik sat down with the CEO.
How much money are you asking the legislature for?
$32 million.
A big ask from RIPTA on the heels of last year's multi-million-dollar investment. Why should the state bail you guys out again?
Last year, the state came through with $15 million to close that budget gap. And I don't think anybody sat there and said at the time, like, hey, you're good, you're done. You know, I think everybody acknowledged that there was more to figure out, but this was a temporary measure to start, like, figuring that out.
RIPTA CEO Christopher Duran tells me that money is funding a study to help the agency become more cost-effective.
It'll look at all these routes. It'll look at different ways to serve some of them.
It was supposed to start in March, but was delayed a month due to leadership changes. The results now coinciding with the back half of this year's legislative session and that $32 million ask. How do you expect the legislature to make a decision when that hasn't been completed yet?
We understand that concern, and we're trying to bring as much as we can, as quickly as we can.
Data obtained by the I-Team shows what information RIPTA does have. For one, passenger revenue has not returned to pre-pandemic levels. In September of 2024, 5 of the agency's highest performing routes had more than 30 passengers per trip per day, while its lowest performing routes had fewer than 3 passengers per trip.
There might not be many people riding, certain routes, but those routes, it's a lifeline.
Cutting routes would save cash. Is it possible that all of these routes and all of these drivers aren't needed?
No, I wouldn't say that's possible. I think there's enough demand out there that this has to be repositioned.
Repositioned to target large employers and events. RIPTA already makes trips to Amazon and Johnston. In June, it'll tweak services from Pawtucket to Quonset to better line up with shift times for workers.
We aren't in a situation where we can run buses ineffectively, right? So I think what we have to figure out is what's the best way to use these drivers and these resources, but recognizing the mobility needs of the public, right?
RIPTA raised wages by 16.7% in February, leading to 50 new drivers and improved service. All of that now on the line. Are you worried this budget deficit could kind of erase all of that progress?
Absolutely. We hired 50 drivers. $32 million deficit is roughly 300 employees. So you'd lay off everyone you just brought on board, everything we've worked hard to solve.
Without state funds, RIPTA would have to cut routes. Federal relief funding offset the agency's financial challenges in recent years, but that money's now dried up. To see RIPTA's most and least successful routes from last September, head to our website, turnto10.com. For the NBC 10 I-Team, I'm Tamara Sakarsik.